Once there lived a monk who was very good in meditation. He had two disciples. The monk taught them all the necessary skills needed for meditation. The monk used to help many people by solving their personal problems and also solve the problems in the village. The disciples were always surprised by looking at his master's ability to solve the problems and take right decisions. Once the two disciples discussed with each other how his master got so much of mental clarity and problem-solving skills. They then decided to ask this to his master. They went to his master and asked the same. The master smiled at them and said that daily he used a mantra and that was the reason for his mental clarity. He also said that it was the greatest mantra he used ever. The disciples asked the master to tell them the mantra. But the master refused, saying that they did not have enough maturity to use that mantra. He also said that the disciples would not believe if he revealed the mantra. The disciples got disappointed on hearing that. The disciples requested the master many times. But the master was very firm in his stand and said no. Then on one day, the master asked the disciples to go to a nearby village and help some people. The disciples agreed. Then the disciples again requested the master to tell that greatest mantra the master was using every day. The master thought for a while and then said that if they really have a strong intention and determination, universe will reveal the signs about that mantra. The master also said that if one person finds out, he should not reveal that mantra to the other person. The disciples agreed and started their journey. On their journey, they started discussing with each other about how to find out that mantra. They did not know how to get the signs from the universe. But still they decided to look for any signs from the universe. One disciple said that he knows all the books master reads. Then they started listing out all the mantras in those books and discussed which one could be that mantra. After some time, they reached that nearby village. Once reached, they started to help out other people in all the possible ways. While helping those people, both of them were continuously thinking about how to find that mantra and looked for any signs from the universe. The first disciple went to clean a lady's house. Once entered her house, he was very sharp in looking for the signs from the universe. Meanwhile, the second disciple went to help a man in farming. While doing the help, he asked the person whether he knew any mantra. The other person replied saying that he did not know any mantra. After some time, he finished the work in farming. He also got disappointed as he was not able to find any signs from the universe. So he decided to go and meet the first disciple. He went inside that house, met the first disciple and conveyed everything. The first disciple finished his work and he also conveyed the same. Both of them got disappointed and decided to return back to their village. Then one small girl from that house came and asked the first disciple to help her. So he started to help her while the second disciple went out and was preparing for their journey. The first disciple asked that girl what did she want. The girl replied saying that she wanted to draw some pictures. The disciple taught her how to draw pictures. Then that girl drew a picture of dog and asked the disciple what that picture was. The disciple replied that it was a dog. Then the girl took another paper, drew a picture of a tree and asked the disciple what that picture was. The disciple replied that it was a tree. Finally, the girl drew some picture and showed to the disciple. The disciple got surprised by looking at what she drew. He was looking at that paper for a long time. This time, he was not able to tell what she drew. He asked the girl what she drew. The girl whispered something in his ear, laughed, took the paper, and ran away. The disciple was puzzled and was thinking about what that girl whispered in his ears. Then both the disciples started their journey back to their master. The second disciple asked the first one to resume the discussion about how to find out the mantra. The first disciple said that he knew the mantra. The second disciple got surprised and started asking him what was that mantra. The first disciple reminded that the master had asked not to share with the other person if one person found out. The second disciple got disappointed and was more restless now. The first disciple also said that he would not believe even if he tells. Now the second disciple got even more curious. After thinking for some time, the second disciple asked the first disciple to tell him how he found out the mantra. The first disciple replied that he looked for the signs from the universe. The second disciple started retrospecting what was the first disciple doing in the recent hours. He recalled that the first disciple was helping out a girl in drawing pictures. Then he asked the first disciple to wait for some time. He quickly ran back to that house in that village to meet that girl. He started looking for that girl and somehow found that girl. He then asked her what was the last picture she drew. The girl showed him the paper. The disciple saw that paper and was really surprised. He could not understand anything from the blank paper, because that paper was blank. He asked that girl why she did not draw any picture. The girl laughed, saying that he was not able to understand like the first disciple. The second disciple then asked the girl to tell him what she has drawn. The girl again laughed and said that she has drawn air which does not have any shape and form. The second disciple was puzzled at her reply. He then tried to understand what the first disciple was learning from this incident. After thinking some time, he realized that like how air has no shape and form, the greatest mantra must be having no words. He further thought about it and realized that silence was that greatest mantra. He also realized that even though the girl funnily and playfully did that, universe used that incident as a tool and gave signal to the disciples. He really wondered at the universe's mysterious ways of helping people. Now he quickly ran back to the first disciple and they smiled at each other. Then they both went back to their master. Once they reached their village, they went to their master and conveyed everything. The master appreciated them and advised them to be very alert of the surroundings and said that universe always tries to help us in various ways. It is up to us to interpret and understand them. Silence benefits. Silencing our mind will give rest to our brain. Intuitive power increases. Learning capacity and memory power increases. Promotes relaxation and reduces stress and blood pressure. Promotes meditation. Heals the body. Ways to practice silence. Try listening to the silence inside your ears. Keep watching the empty space around you. Go outside and keep looking at the sky. Chant Om loudly and feel the silence followed at the end of the chanting. Try to watch the gap between thoughts. Witness the breathing. Action and speech born out of silence always bring us the best. Always remain calm and take action slowly only when necessary. Thank you.